Welcome to Big Little Lessons, the podcast where we explore the lessons we first encountered in childhood and continue learning throughout our lives.
That's Jenny, and I'm Kristine. We work side by side as kindergarten teachers for 17 years, and together we bring more than 50 years of experience working with children and families.
Through conversations with educators, parents, experts, and thoughtful guests, we explore the big and little lessons that shape how we grow, connect, parent, teach, and move through life.
So today we're talking with Michael Bradley about becoming the primary caregiver for his two children, what he's learned from being a stay-at-home dad, and the strong partnership he shares with his wife, Sally, who's been the full-time working parent.
Michael, we're so glad to have you here.
Welcome, Michael.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here.
Oh, thank you. Well, as we do with all our guests, we want to begin by taking you back to your own childhood. What is your earliest school memory?
A lot of funny stories came to mind, but I'll just keep it, since you guys are both teachers and kindergarten teachers. I remember kindergarten as being an amazing experience, but I always had a hard time writing S's.
Really?
The letter S was always tricky for me to write. And this stands out because there was big tears, big emotions, big feelings. And teachers are amazing. And my teacher, Miss Warrett, is what got me through it. And I will always remember her helping me out with a big struggle.
And that's so common to have reversals for S, Z.
Or just get it in the line.
Yeah.
Actually, I was tutoring yesterday working with a student on S.
There it is.
So it's relevant.
But I'm glad your teacher was so patient and kind. And how are your S's today?
Pretty good. My handwriting is actually terrible. It's half handwriting, half printing, and it kind of just blends in and out.
That's okay.
And that's kind of like a good launching point for parenting because everything we do, our kids absorb, and everything we say to them, you try to model.
Yep.
And I try to get after my kids with their handwriting, and I'm not the best.
And we don't take time like we used to on handwriting. Lost art.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
The more I handwrite, the better it gets. And the less time I'm handwriting, I'm like, what's happening? So it is a practiced art and continuing to be.
Yeah. So, Michael, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, and the different paths your life has taken?
Oof.
It's a lot.
That is a lot. That's a big one.
Break it down.
Yeah, I'll just start with, married for going on 13 years now. I have two kids, 8 and 10. And I've been with my kids since they were born at home. I was working at home for the first bit. And when Peter, my son, was born, I was able to sell my company, and I've been home with them ever since.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about before you were married and had kids, because I think this is so interesting.
I used to race sailboats, and it took me all over the world. It's sailing, over 200 days a year. And I fell into it as a kid doing sailing summer camps that my parents put me in because I had ear infections.
Ooh.
And I couldn't go do the swim team that my siblings were doing. I'm the youngest of 4. And a neighbor friend of my parents said, we have this little sailboat inside the house, your son should sail. And that just put me into a group of people and a path that I don't think anybody knew or could predict. Wow. And it ended up being something I did when introduced me to my wife. I met my wife when I was doing a regatta on the East Coast. She sailed at summer camp.
Okay.
So she's familiar with it. Yes. But no, that unlocked a lot of things for me. It introduced me to a lot of different people, a lot of different experiences. I lean on that. I think sport or whatever hobby or interest you have can be a metaphor for life in a lot of ways. And I really look and lean on those experiences even today.
That's great.
And it's unique. I mean, you don't generally talk or meet people that were competitive, sailors.
Yeah. It's a small group of people.
Yeah.
You're the first one I've ever met.
Is that right?
Yes, I've never
We'll
met.
have to go on a boat.
I'm kind of scared. I'm always afraid there won't be wind, and then you're sitting out there.
You can sail in anything above 3-4 knots. If a leaf is blowing or a flag is kind of fluttering, you can go sailing. It's usually the opposite side that people get nervous about when it's really windy.
I want a perfect day.
Perfect day.
winds.
Well, Southern California, a lot of perfect days here.
Okay, Michael, you're giving me some encouragement.
So from competitive sailing, you decided at one point to transition out of it, or did you always?
It was an evolution. Okay. So getting married was the first step, and traveling so much wasn't going to be great for a healthy relationship. Just being gone so long. And so then I started a company also having to do with sailing. And I was doing that when the kids were born. So I was able to be at home, working from home when the kids were born. And that was fantastic. And everything was perfect with one kid. And then you throw a second kid in and chaos happens. And so it became a bit much, and I was looking to get out of it, and I had the opportunity to get out of it, so I did. And ever since, I have not had the need or desire to get back into it, so it's allowed me to focus on the kids, which has been amazing.
I just want to know, where did you meet your wife? Because I know your partnership is so beautiful.
I was doing a race in Martha's Vineyard, and she was there on vacation. It was 2008, the Summer Olympics were going on. There was a lot of national pride. A lot of people I was racing with were from New Zealand, Australia. So it was like a multinational party celebrating. It was like Ian Thorpe and Michael Phelps were swimming against each other.
What?
And Sally and her girlfriend just happened to be there. And we met. She was living on the East Coast in DC at the time. I was still traveling to the East Coast a bunch. And I had to either fly through Dulles or Chicago O'Hare. And I was like, I've never been to DC. And we'd met and like we were kind of keeping up. I was like, would you show me around DC? And that's like when we first really spent time together. And then she made a shift and she came out here for law school. And that's when things really kind of, became concrete and we started our life together.
And so your primary residence has been in Long Beach?
Yeah, I grew up in Long Beach. I did a brief stint in San Luis Obispo. I just love like the California coast.
You're a California boy.
And that was a big part of my story too. My wife took her dream job, which took us to Dallas, which I went kicking and screaming, evolved, grew to love it. But yeah, other than that 4-year stint, I've lived in Southern California.
And I don't see you moving anytime soon.
No, I'm the weirdo that gets off the airplane at LAX and like takes a big deep breath and just says, these are my people,
Well, good for you. I like that. So let's talk about becoming a stay-at-home dad, because it sounded like you were very intentional.
Yes.
Okay. And so how was that becoming that full-time primary care? Your wife goes off to work, and I know she's very involved with your children.
Very much.
But now you're in charge all day long.
I remember the day. So
Wow,
Sally was practicing big law and she had an amazing maternity leave. We were basically home together for the first 6 months that Elizabeth was born.
Oh, beautiful.
Like one of my favorite times looking back where we were able to spend that time together and we had Elizabeth. The day she went back to work, I freaked out. She walked out the door, gave the big, wave, walked her out, I had Elizabeth in my arm. And as soon as she drove away, I panicked. I was like, oh no, what am I supposed to do? I just forgot everything we'd been doing for the last 6 months. Like, what do
when you take them home from the hospital and you're like, this is an alien. I don't know what to
I can't believe you're letting me do this. One of those moments, you're really going to let me do this. And it was very quickly just reverting back to like the schedule. Okay, she has to eat, she has to sleep. She sleeps in this interval, this schedule and feeding. And then there was a freedom in the in-between moments. Then all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait a minute, like there's not a whole lot of time to do other things. And so that's where like I kind of got to be me, is those in-between moments. And like one of my absolute favorite things that we got to do, it's so much easier with one kid, is, you go for walks, right? You put them in the stroller, you walk around. And I'm like, why are we just walking around the neighborhood? Like, let's drive down to Disneyland and walk around there. Mm-hmm. And we did that for 2 years. And she started walking at some point, and caregivers would come up and like hold her hand and walk with her. And we would just that was a very special and fun time for me. And it was hard with the second kiddo because she's going on to preschool and toddler school and these things. And now you're the second kid and you're trying to recreate it, and it's almost impossible. Yep. So now you're having this like secondary experience you didn't kind of expect. Mm-hmm. And so that presented its own challenges. And if I'm going to be really honest, like it was hard when you have that much time to spend with one person to connect with the second kiddo. Because you're like, I already have this strong bond that's been here for 2 years, like growing and developing, and I have to start from scratch. And you just don't think about that.
Yeah, it's completely different. I remember when my second son was being born, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm ruining my first son's life. But in fact, you're making their life so incredible. But it sounds like, you needed to also really trust your instincts and trust yourself, because just getting out of the house with a baby at first is daunting, right?
It is.
You're taking this role on and you're so good at it, but then you're like, how do I make it work for myself?
Yeah.
And it always changes.
It always changes.
Yeah.
Every day, whether the kids are sick or the school schedule changes or you're on summer break or every day is a new day.
Every day. You think you have it down and they're like, what? It's changed.
Oh, wait, when we were talking earlier, you had some very hilarious names for being a stay-at-home, quote-unquote,
Yes.
stay-at-home dad.
So
Can you share this?
I'll definitely say it is still not the norm to be a stay-at-home dad. Parenting is still a mom-heavy world. I feel like it's come a long way. I'm happy to be a part of that. But there's moments you're not totally comfortable or trying to explain to like another peer, another male, another dad, and they ask, what do you do? And I'm a stay-at-home dad. So sometimes that's not relatable. So you're trying to connect. So sometimes like primary caregiver, that makes sense. People understand that. But then I was fortunate enough to have a group of dads that also stayed at home, like my neighbor 2 doors down, a couple of our really good friends. And we kind of like started going on ski trips and we started calling ourselves the stay-at-home dad, the Trophy Husband Ski Club. So we're trophy husbands. We're primary caregivers. I'm just stay-at-home dad, like the acronym SAD, SAHD, if you say it out loud. But my favorite one was like, especially you're filling out a form for like a health insurance form or something like that. And you need to write your occupation and you're like self-employed, like, like unemployed, like what is it? And so somewhere I picked up domestic engineer.
Nice.
Yes, that's my favorite one. And I get funny looks when I use that one. Nobody understands that.
These are great.
It was so fun. Did this transition becoming a domestic engineer, did it affect your sense of identity at any point, or were there moments?
I think it was a very organic process, like the way it happened, the conversations that evolved with Sally and I, it was just natural. It wasn't like you woke up one day and you weren't a dad and then the next day you're a stay-at-home dad. Like it was just like having a little baby. Like they grow, I grew into it. But I do remember moving to Dallas, which is just different. Geographically, culturally, there's just differences. And I really, really struggled with my identity, but really my confidence. And it was tied to also like I struggled with the move just personally. And my wife was instrumental. I remember one morning she left a little note on my bathroom counter and I still keep it.
I love this.
But this is something, and it comes back full circle all the time. And life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself.
Say that again. It's so good.
Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. And that's by George Bernard Shaw. He's an Irish playwright. And that really resonated with me.
I know.
I know.
It's so beautiful.
And even to this day. And it's funny too, because like I think we all go through growth and shifts and changes. And I think I've come full circle and used it back with her. And this is with the kids too. Like I think that sums up parenting in a lot of ways. I'm not trying to create and make my kids something. I'm trying to empower them to help find and build themselves up.
Well done.
Okay, that's the end of the podcast. That's kidding. There's so much more.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Here's another biggish question. So what did you learn about the mental, physical, and emotional work of running a household? I mean, there's so many components, right?
Like it is a very physical job, like being there emotionally to support your kids, physically to support your kids. Like, make sure there's dinner on the table, make sure the laundry gets done. There's the physical component. And I take that, like, I do that with a lot of pride. My wife goes to work. She works very hard, long hours. And I kind of take the same model. It's like, I should work hard at this. And, there's a certain expectation I have for myself and the way that when she comes home that things are. And the same thing for the kids. I've come to enjoy cooking for them. And there's a certain standard. I like to cook well for them. I like having the laundry baskets empty. I don't like the house being a mess. But then there's the emotional side of it. You take the kids to school. You never know what's going to come up in the car. You pick them up. You never know what's going to be there. Either kid-to-kid interaction. One of us is tired. Who knows what's going to be? That is the soft skill that you can't really describe. It just happens. And you just have to be, my advice is take a deep breath. Mm-hmm. So there's the physical, there's the emotional, the mental side of it. That is as much or as you want, right? Like there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of things you can talk about with your peers. But ultimately, I have found for my mental well-being, like exercise is a good way to get through it. I get my clarity. Whether go to the gym, go for a run.
Yeah, we're both nodding because we're exercisers.
That's how I manage the stress, because there is a lot of stress. Mm-hmm. And if I don't manage it well, it comes out in undesirable ways.
Yeah.
You get a little quick-tempered with the kids or whatever it is.
Well, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Let's go into the next section, which is What has it been like being a father in spaces where mothers often make up the majority?
I've had a lot of different experiences. I remember the first school we were at, when you're a toddler, both parents tend to show up a lot. So it was very natural and normal. And then you get into preschool, and that's when like the working parents start to kind of filter out and go to work, and there's more nannies or, stay-at-home moms. And my first experience was amazing. Like I got embraced by the community. I remember we had a play day at the house, and the mom brought over a 6-pack of beers, like 3:00 on a Friday afternoon. And I'm like, we're good to be parents and drink beer in the middle of the day. Like this is okay. But it was awesome. And so but I felt like I was a part of the community. I didn't feel like an outsider. And then you move and you kind of start all over again. So we moved to Dallas when the kids were 4 and 2. And you're entering new schools. It was coincided with COVID. So there was a lot of newness, and that was challenging. And culturally it was a little bit different, but you found your people. It took a while, but there was no change. And it's the same thing here. We're in a new community. This is starting our 3rd school year in the fall. And yeah, I think it's a good filter in a lot of ways, because there are people that don't see it. You're another parent, and there's other layers that are there. And I'm probably too good at not paying attention to the layers. That's just not something that I have the bandwidth for or the skill set for. And I worry sometimes, like if I'm not doing the parenting kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but I just kind of lean on being a dad, being present for my parents, and whatever comes of that.
I think that's so healthy.
I do too.
Yeah. I think staying in your own lane. And
sometimes I wonder if I'm not doing a disservice. Like sometimes parents, I feel like, drive friendship circles and like social kind of itineraries.
It could go either way, though.
Finding the balance.
But I'm good we're a strong family. We do a lot together as a family. And I feel they get so much influence at school from teachers and their peers. And we're still a big influence on them. And so I kind of like run with that. I'm comfortable being at home together or doing things, the 4 of us, and it builds our bond. I truly feel my kids at this stage are each other's best friends. They still enjoy spending time together.
So good.
I hope that lasts forever, but I'm going to run with it while we have it.
I applaud you. Good job.
I'm wondering, as far as your children are concerned, what do you think they've learned from seeing their dad as a primary caregiver?
I'll check in with the kids. I'm like, are we good? You think it's odd? You want your dad to go back to work? And that is like kind of like my report card. I'll ask the kids once or twice a year, like, would you rather mom stay home? And they're very content. They're very happy. Part of it's what they know. But I genuinely feel like they like having someone present and available and around. I don't think they see dad specifically. I think every once in a while, my daughter's getting older, but I think that's what she knows. It's kind of like you love your parents' cooking. It may not be the best, but that's what you know. There's a certain comfort in that. And I'm okay with that. She's okay with it.
I love that you check in with them too and ask them, like, how am I doing?
Yeah, it's fair. And like, I'll get honest feedback. The other day, my daughter, I forget what the prompted it, but she made a comment. She's like, sometimes I feel like you're parenting me like I'm 5, and sometimes I'm parenting you like 15. And she's 10. I'm always, as a parent, a step behind. I'm learning. I can read ahead, and I can prepare and try to like pre-parent almost. That's the 15 side. Or I can observe and kind of like take her cues. That's the 5 side. And if they average out, like those were her words. I didn't make those numbers up. And it's just, sometimes you say things and they make sense. And like that day, that made sense.
And then you said the 5-year-old, she said.
So sometimes I treat her like she's younger than she really is.
Okay.
It's like I still want to help her like she's a toddler, right?
Oh, don't we love that?
Still want to do things for her. And I know.
I treat my 25-year-old like he's 5 sometimes. And he's like, stop it.
Yeah. But some of that is for me. It's selfish, right? This is what I know, and I feel like this is the way I can help. Mm-hmm. But then, I was glad to hear that sometimes I'm parenting ahead too. So I do feel like it's working.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very fortunate. They're very verbal, and they can kind of describe themselves or what they're feeling in a way that helps me a lot.
That's wonderful. Well, let's go into your partnership with Sally, because I think that is such a heart of your story. And how did you guys decide on Sally being the primary breadwinner?
Yeah, she provides. She enables us to live our life. And I think the best way to say it is she will be the first to praise me. And I'm so grateful for that, because that gives me strength and confidence in what I'm doing and just in the role I'm playing. But she'll have a good day at work and she'll come home and say thank you, because, you empower me, you enable me to go and do what I'm doing. And it's reciprocal. Like, I could not do what I'm doing without her. And she's so much more than that. She's a great mother. She's a fantastic mother. And not only that, she's a great partner, because she keeps me grounded. I can get caught up sometimes in those layers. And I come home, and especially like my dad, like sports. So, you go to the soccer practices or whatever, and you come home and we got over, and she's like, just calm down. She can, your kids are,
Oh, are you one of those parents on the sideline?
I skip the sideline. I go to the dugout.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm the coach.
Oh, you're the coach.
I've coached Peter's baseball since he started playing baseball.
That's awesome.
The first year we were still in Dallas, and somehow I ended up coaching the All-Star team.
Nice.
I'm like, how did this happen? I was like an assistant coach. Now I'm...
This doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Anyway, when I get wrapped up in it...
It's hard not to.
That's a whole other conversation we can have, talking about youth sports.
Okay, we'll do that again.
Oh my goodness.
We have never done it.
That's a big one. I had a conversation on Monday. The kids are doing summer camps. They just started a new summer camp. Ran into a dad I hadn't seen in a while, and they have a daughter who's 4 years older than Elizabeth. And I was asking about swimming, and I asked the daughter, I'm like, hey, have you heard of this swim club? Like, it's the one we're at. She said, yeah, I heard it's really toxic in the older levels. I'm like, wow. Whoa, and just like point blank. And then you kind of devolved into a bigger conversation, but soccer's the same way. Baseball's the same way.
Gymnastics.
Yeah. Dance.
Irish, my girls did that.
Which is very cool, because there's a cultural component.
But there was some cultural things, like they wanted these curls, so everyone wore these wigs. I'm like, what is happening here? It was just different, and it was very competitive.
Yeah, so that's a stay-at-home dad thing, though. Like, I've been on YouTube. How do you do your daughter's hair?
Oh, there you go.
So usually mom's there for the big stuff, but every once in a while you're like, I got to do a bun, like a dance bun. Like,
so how is can you do that?
I can do it.
Wow,
I love taking on a challenge. I don't do it as well as maybe, people who are very good at it, but can I check the box?
Yes, I love it.
I want to talk about your darling wife, Sally. I've never met her. Kristine, have you met her?
I've not met her.
But now I feel like we need to meet her.
You need to meet her. She's amazing.
I want to, because you're so close with her, how has it been for her as a full-time working parent, and her feelings that go associated?
Yeah, I think, again, speaking to our partnership, like, couldn't do it without her, wouldn't do it without her. Mm-hmm. Like, that's something I tell her often. Like, I would not do this with anyone else. But I think she feels like I think this is common for a working mom. Like, there's a little bit of guilt. I think, like, she feels maybe sometimes there's like judgment from non-working moms, but I also feel it goes both ways. I think if you're looking at the other side of the street, you kind of like, or maybe intimidated, like, oh, you work and you're a mom, like, or it's like you're a mom and you do this like full time. We keep it pretty simple because we talk about it. Like, when we're having a struggle, we just get it out there and work through it and just support and encourage one another. I know that she needs to hear it sometimes, that she's a great mother, because she doesn't get the same opportunity. She doesn't have the same time with the kids. But her calming presence on me translates through the kids, right? So even though she's physically not there, a part of her is always there through me. And then it affects the kids. You see it in them, and it goes backwards. And so, like, when she is there, that's when we're at our best.
We talked a lot in the past about, like, being regulated,
Yeah.
And it sounds like your partnership is really regulating for both of you.
She's my ground. If I get spun up, I come home and she has perspective.
Right.
Sometimes I don't have it.
Right. How do you help her stay connected to the kids, the day-to-day stuff that she's not there for?
So that's a tricky balance, right? And it's different for everyone. I have some friends who are stay-at-home dads, and like they are texting constantly, right?
Texting with their spouse or their partner.
I know for Sally and I, it's the big stuff, right? Because I want to empower her to be focused and not keep taking her out of her moment. But at the same time, I don't want her to miss out. So like when there's a photo to share, when there's an event or a moment, I'll shoot her the text. Like this week, Elizabeth was doing a camp for the first time. And we're nervous about it. It's at the beach, the waves, we're leaving her. She has to go challenge herself. So when I picked her up, I checked in, and the first thing I did is checked in with Sally, like send her the phone call. But like, that's the reason to call, right?
Right. To make her, to give her peace of mind and
peace of mind, keep her involved, keep her connected. So there's the parenting side. Then there's the relationship side, right? Sometimes I call selfishly. I just need to check in just because I need to hear your voice or whatever it is, or just let you know that I'm thinking about you. So like there's the two occasions, but like it's very intentional during the day. And then we come home every day and eat as a family. It's very rare when there's a sporting game or event or something that comes up that inhibits that, or she'll work late sometimes. But even those nights, we'll still kind of hang out and wait for mom or whatever. And then we put the kids down and we usually spend an hour or so together, just kind of either doing very little or kind of catching up and talking about things I need to get caught up on. And that's every day.
So it sounds like you have a real established family routine.
Yes.
I like that so much.
I do too.
My follow-up question is, you've been with the kids all day, and are like when she comes home, I mean, I feel like I've heard this from people.
I'm laughing because I think I know you're going to ask a question, but ask the question.
Like, here, they're your, like even when they're little, like here,
I'm done.
Tag, you're it.
Some days I'm just like, I am so done. I want to check out. But the reality is I know that she feels the same way, right? She's been working and using her brain in a way that I had not been, most days. Her job is very mentally taxing. It's draining. And so, she wants to come home and
chill.
And so that would not be fair for me to like, okay, I'm out. And that's something that, you also calculate, like a guy's night out or something like that. It's you have to make sure it's worth it. That you're putting a burden on the family. The kids miss you, or your wife has to pull extra weight. But and so I think that goes day to day. If I'm tired, I'm happy to just raise my hand and be like, I'm out. And she'll do the same. But most days we pump up, keep it filled up until the kids go down.
Yeah, and you're in the thick of it. It changes.
Yeah.
It evolves.
I'm seeing the light.
Yeah, because it's not as physical, like lifting them up.
Yes.
Eldest is 10. She's a big helper. And also Peter, like both kids, this is the summer we're trying to really grow their independence. This is the summer of make your own breakfast.
I feel like you need to write a book. You've got some good ideas here.
Maybe we do it together because that's not my strong suit.
Well, I do want to ask and lean in, and maybe you haven't had this, but have there been seasons when one person's work felt less visible or less appreciated?
Yeah, I think it's easy to fall into the routine, and you just kind of take things for granted. And that is a little bit more nuanced. It takes someone to either recognize it or stick their hand up. Yeah, for sure. But I think that's as much of a marriage relationship type question as it is a parenting question. I'll say this, most days it's easier to be a parent. Like to be a spouse, you have to be even more intentional because the kids rely on you so much, because it is so necessary. It is in your face. And now they speak, like they will make demands on your time and you, and tell you what they may not want for dinner or whatever it is. The relationship oftentimes takes a back seat. And so I think to your question is like having time, carving out time, but the relationship affects the parenting. If you don't have that base, you started as a parent, as a couple, in a relationship, and if that gets compromised, that affects the parent. The kids know, we know, it's stressful. And so that's just putting your finger on it, working through it, whatever it is. And like 13 years of marriage, like, thank you. I'm by no means like a seasoned pro, but like, I feel like seeing some cycles.
You have.
So,
definitely have.
No, and what you commented on is so important. I mean, I think it's really what you said, being a spouse is harder than being a parent. Like that's so honest and vulnerable because it requires a completely different kind of
it's a different skill set. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's you really rely on a partnership. Whereas kids, that partnership scale kind of slides. It slowly grows to more mutually together, and then it keeps going and they become more independent. Whereas like a marriage in a healthy way, there's this balance. It's a 50-50 split. And this has been a really cool thing as a stay-at-home dad, having the amazing spouse that I have, is it's still a 50-50 split. Even though I'm at home, we're doing it together. Like when I say she's not there, like Sally, my line when we talk about it is Sally writes the curriculum, right? I'm the one that,
Delivers it.
facilitates it. We'll, put it together. But like really, if there's a script, there's a plan, but I'm the one that gets to do the day-to-day stuff. But on the weekend, she jumps in and we're consistent, it's important. I try to get some time away from the family once or twice a year, go on a ski trip, whatever it is. And like, I know that it's a similar experience for the kids. She's doing it together.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's great. Should we do some of those deeper follow-up questions, Kristine?
I think this is a really good question about, like being the grass is always greener, like romanticizing the either one of the roles, like the working parent's role or the stay-at-home.
Yeah. So like on a hard day, so the hardest thing for me is there is a void sometimes. So, and it's the opposite for Sally. Sally never comes home and has an empty house. She leaves in the morning. We're either leaving at the same time or she's leaving a few minutes before or after. But when she comes home from work, we're there. We're always around. Mine's the opposite. Like I take the kids to school and I come home and it is quiet. And that can be challenging. And because I don't take the time to go and head down to the country club and hit balls every day, which I would love to, but there's stuff to do. That's tricky. And moments like that, sometimes your mind does drift and wonder, like, I wonder what it would be like if I re-entered the workforce and I had the water cooler talk. Or at the end of the day, I am very happy with what I'm doing. And I feel that Sally's the same way. We have that check-in. Like, are you good? Are you still good being the primary? It's a different weight she carries knowing I pay the bills, but I know that I can do that because of what she's doing. She wears that. She feels that. It would be just like if it was a working dad. That's more traditional, but she feels all those things. And so it's my job to help make sure that she feels heard or supported, or like I am at a very minimum showing appreciation and an awareness. I know that you're wearing that. I just want to be grateful for that. Yeah. And so those are the thoughts come into your head. But my sounding board is my family. I check in, get good feedback, go to the gym, clear my head, good to go.
The communication is key. We want to talk about your curiosity because you seem to approach new roles with a lot of curiosity and confidence. So where do you think those qualities come from and how have they shaped you as a parent?
The curiosity has to be innate. I think I just like learning new things. And I never understood that as a kid. You learn something new every day and you're like, you take that as a slogan or catchphrase. I genuinely love learning new things. I love doing new things. I think it helps me appreciate what other people do. I'm never going to become a master at most things, but if I can dig in and understand something, I know how to comb Peter's hair. I can comb Elizabeth's hair, but like when she needs to have like a braid, I had to figure that out, or a bun, you figure that out. But I get excited for that. And that's a silly example. For me, I had the opportunity, the kids went to camp for a few weeks. And so it was like, I had some free time. I was like, I want to learn how to go catch fish out here. We live in Los Angeles. And so you dive in and you learn something new. And like when you are successful, I didn't catch the biggest fish in the ocean, but I took my nephew out a few weeks later and we caught fish. He was so pumped up.
Were you doing ocean fishing?
Yes.
Oh, did you get up really early in the morning?
Yes. The very first day I was gone for 14 hours. That was a lot. We didn't catch a single fish. 2 days later, we went out for like 6 hours. We caught more fish than we knew to do with. And like, but you learned. And I love that process. I love exploring new ideas, learning about anything. I love using my hands. I'm very experiential. Like, I love a good hobby. I love all the gear that goes with it.
So did you buy a boat yet?
We have a boat. Oh. And that was actually, it went opposite. Like I love boating, obviously. Yeah. And so we went to the dark side. We got a powerboat.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a motor.
There's nothing wrong with a motor. It's not as romantic. It's, but very functional.
It's functional. It's predictable.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yes. And you can do certain things like go fishing. Be one of my new hobbies. Awesome. But the other thing, tying this back to like parenting, is like I get my confidence from my family. When I check in with the kids, even if it's not direct, how's dad doing? That's very rare. You have a directly pointed question in that regard. But it's, how did you learn to do that? You taught me, Dad. Oh yeah. And that fills my bucket up. That gives me that, energy and confidence to keep going. And then for my wife too. I remember moving to Dallas was very, very challenging. Questioning my identity, questioning a lot of things. And she was the grounding rod. She was the foundation. And so I get a lot of confidence. I will go anywhere in the world, any situation with my family, whether it's my wife, whether it's the kids, or all of us together. I have that confidence and strength in knowing that we can get through it.
That's great.
I'm wondering also if that has sort of helped you with challenges, like challenging moments with your kids, because
Yes.
I know like my older son had a lot of services when he was little, and there's always questions that come up in their development, and there's so much support available. So I feel like, you know, your curiosity would.
You nailed it.
Okay.
Sometimes you read the parenting books and it's like you can match up the days, you know, month 1, check. Month 2, oh, we're like, check. And then other times it doesn't. And you're left understanding, like trying to like, why, what's going on? And that's been my theme, especially with my son, is, different little quirks, different challenges. And my mantra is, I just want to understand. And so that's the curiosity, right? And it's, I want to understand so that I can turn around and support.
Yeah.
If I understand, then I can dig in.
Yeah.
And so like that has then bled into, I want to understand lots about parenting. And then you get in, it's a rabbit hole, right? We've all done it. You get on your phone late at night and you kind of like start here and you end up down some really far away tangent. And I just gear and direct mine towards parenting because I'll say like, I take this stuff way too seriously. Like, wait, I'm such a different person than I was, 15 years ago.
100%.
Much more carefree, much more easygoing.
Yeah.
And now it's like, man, if we're not 5 minutes early, like dad's grumpy.
You learn a lot about yourself in the process.
I loved that. Like the best thing, you learn about the kids and then you learn about yourself. And I had a toddler parent teacher at some point, and that was her whole thing. You have an opportunity here with these little tiny kiddos. You can do exactly what you learned from your parents and just copy and paste, or you can really take the time to evaluate, how was my experience? Like how can we do this any differently? Is there a better way? Not that we had bad parents. It's more, we just have so much more information today.
Yeah.
Sometimes too much.
Definitely too much. And also if you get to the point, you can find information that supports whatever you want to believe.
I know. So filtering.
It's
filtering
really
it
tricky.
How do you filter it?
With Sally and I, we talk about it. It's the feel test.
Yes.
You have that feeling.
Yes.
It's the same thing when you meet people. Just can't like put my finger on it, but I'm scratching my head for a reason. That's served me well, so I'm just going with it.
What are some of your greatest joys and some of the hardest parts of being the primary care?
It's the everyday moments. I love the everyday.
Okay.
I love the time in the car. I love, the stroller walks that we used to do. But like, that's also some of the hardest moments. Sally's really good at big moments, right? She plans the trips, the vacations, and like the long weekends and the getaways. She's a big thinker. That's also her release. If she has a hobby, it's planning like something she can take her mind off what she's doing at the time.
I keep thinking of her as the curriculum director.
She is 100%. Yes. Like to the point where like, no, sometimes you'll get spreadsheets and whatnot. It's amazing. It's my favorite.
She sounds very organized.
She's very organized in the best way.
I like that.
It's a hard thing to balance keeping everybody busy and doing something fun or learning or whatnot, and also not doing too much. I think that kind of all comes together of being the stay-at-home dad when everybody is on their own doing things, and you're like, that's a hard moment. But at the same time, knowing that they're going to come back around and you're going to have to pick out. So then it's like, how do I prepare for that next moment?
Yes. Yes.
And then for yourself, I mean, we talked about, having your partner to help regulate you, but what do you do for yourself? Like you're such a calm, centered person.
Thank you.
Are you?
Do you know me well enough? No.
The question,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
How do you get that way?
I take this stuff way too seriously, and I know that the eyes are always on me. I think growing up, I always wanted to have kids. I'm the youngest of 4, big family, very active and loud, and it was very fun. But then you grew up and you're a young adult and you're like, man, life's hard. Like it's expensive and big bad world out there. And like, how am I going to do all this? Then you kind of go through this cycle of like, I don't think I want to do all that. I had a really good thing going. I was traveling, I was sailing. It's amazing. And then you meet somebody amazing like Sally and you're like, oh no, like we're going to hang and we're going to experience all this cool, fun stuff together. And then we should have a family. And I think the thing that I wrap my head around is if my mindset was like this big bad world was like, that's just me accepting and just letting it go. Well, the world's a big bad place, tough. Or I can say, well, yeah, it's a big bad place, but there's really great people in it. And maybe we put some more good people out there. And so that's kind of my parenting mission is like, I'm really just trying to put something good out there. And like, I have to see that through. I love a good compliment. Don't get me wrong. And I get, as a stay-at-home dad, totally get the benefit of the doubt, the grocery store compliment. Oh, I love seeing a dad with their kids at the grocery store. I'm like, secretly, you don't know, and I'm not going to tell you, but this is me every day. I love the compliment. Oh, your kid's praising them for something. My line in my head is, we'll see. Like, thanks, but we're not done yet. Like, maybe they're good in this moment at what you're seeing and doing. And like, I'm not trying to, throw my kids on the bus because I don't think that's even merited. But like, we're not done yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not there.
Yeah.
I want to keep working. That's something I signed up to, be a parent. The day, we decided to have kids, it was intentional. And it was like, if I'm going to do this, I want to do this the way I feel.
Yes.
For me, not for everybody else, but for me is right.
Wonderful.
And like on that note, as the children are growing and their needs change, like, do you think about what would be next for you? Or you're so present? I mean, maybe that's...
Honestly, one of the things I'll say is Sally and I dated for 5 years and loved dating. I wish we could have been married longer before kids. I mean, goes without saying, like, you choose to spend your life with somebody, you should enjoy that. So that's like the next I is like, I look forward to spending more time with Sally. And like,
come.
I've got ideas and dreams. This is the other thing is maybe I wasn't a big enough dreamer as growing up or when I was a young adult, but I feel like I've gotten very, very fortunate, achieved a lot of things I've aspired to do. There was like a hard moment in life when you're like, now what? Like, you have the house, you got the kids, you got the dog, like checked a lot of these boxes that maybe I wasn't sure I was going to check. And like, that was a hard, weird moment. Like, it's the same thing as getting older and your parents are getting older and maybe you're even losing family members and whatnot. And you always looked up to the next generation and you're slowly becoming that generation. Like, that's hard.
Tell us
Tell us
it.
about it.
That's
I know.
super. I think about that kind of stuff without lingering on it too much. But yeah, I joke with the kids that I'm following them. Like, you go away to school, you're going to move somewhere. Like, Peter's going to inevitably end up living in New York City at some point. And I'm like, cool. Like, so when are we doing that? Like,
That's great.
yeah,
It is. Life is one big transition, isn't it?
it is. If you're standing still, you're missing it.
Yes. Yes.
But then there's the balance too. Like, because if you move too fast, you're also missing it.
I think you really demonstrate being present. When your kids were at camp, you're like, let's try something new. I'm going to try ocean fishing.
I'll take the thank you. And I just like, that's the only way I know to do it, right?
Yes.
Like Sally is, we complement each other. Some of my strengths are not hers. Some of my weaknesses are hers. And like, she's really good at planning and looking forward. I'm not great at that. And so it works well. So in some ways we're playing the right roles.
You are. When your children look back, what do you hope they remember about having you at home? I know it's going to make me cry.
Yeah, it's a sentimental question.
It is.
I hope they have fun.
Yeah.
I hope they always know how to have fun. I hope they're happy. I hope they look back and see happiness. That's it.
Yeah.
If I could predict the future, which I can't, but I would say you're right on the mark. You are doing a beautiful job. And I know what my dad means to me. And you're checking all the marks. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Where did
Yeah,
those come
I know.
from?
I was like, I think there was a teacher at Campbell Hall and she found out I was coaching Peter's team and she shared, she's like, I didn't play baseball. My brother did. And my dad coached. And like, I know how much that meant to him.
Yeah.
And like, it's the little things. This is it. Where do I get my confidence? It's right here, right now.
Yeah.
It's in these moments. And like, this will live with me. My dad passed a few years back. He's with me every day.
Yeah.
I said a little something to him today, just like, I hope you're with me. Because
Yeah. What was your relationship like with your dad?
looking back, it was awesome. In the moment, you don't always appreciate it. And so it's like something I hope my kids look back and I hope they appreciate what we were able to do for them, with them, and together. And I remember my dad, my best memory of my dad So we lived in Long Beach. He was a commercial banker. He would drive up to downtown LA every morning. He was gone before we woke up, and he would come home, and a couple times a year, he would get us in the car and drive us to Dodger Stadium. I didn't fully appreciate that he'd already done that drive twice that day. But we go to a Dodger game, and we always used to give him the hardest time because it would be like the 7th, 8th inning, and he'd be like, all right, let's go. And you're like, the game, it's like a tied game, whatever. I always remember being in the parking lot and hearing the stadium erupt. And you're like, oh, we missed it. Or like hearing Vin Scully on the radio call on the way home, falling asleep to it. But I didn't fully appreciate what he actually did in those moments. So you look back and you're like parenting and, maybe you wish this or you remember that and whatever. I look back and then you have context and you realize, how he grew up and how wildly different my experience was and for the positive and what he probably had to overcome to do that or the sacrifices or the commitment or just, I'm so grateful, so appreciative for both my parents. But as a dad, it definitely hits differently. Yeah. I'm just grateful.
That's wonderful.
Grateful.
He sounds like an amazing father.
He was awesome.
And could you, in a few words, what would be your advice or some practical advice for
patience?
For anybody
Relax.
with kids?
Do it.
Do it.
Embrace it. Jump in. Be present. Be in the moment. Don't think about what else you could be doing or just enjoy it. Like so much of it is just like rolling with it and enjoying the moment.
Yes.
Like even the tough things, like it's been hard. Sometimes my fuse can be short, but the good news with that is it goes up, but it comes down just as quickly. And I see it in Peter and it kills me. And my wife would say the same thing. I'm very literal. We see it in Elizabeth. It kills my wife. But I think turning everything into a learning opportunity. Even like the tough moments, those are the best moments. There's so much to learn.
Yeah.
In the good moments. Yeah. Why is it good?
Yes.
And then like just not making everything a moment, just going with it.
Going with it. Great stay-at-home advice. Because it's a really hard job.
It's a really
and there is no paycheck.
There's no paycheck, and I get paid in smiles and hugs.
Yes, that's true.
That's
true.
When my kids give me a hug every morning at school and they say goodbye, that's my payment.
That is golden.
That's the best. That's when you talk about, it's easy to focus, like, what do you hope the kids remember? What am I going to remember?
Yeah, what are you going to remember?
I remember saying goodbye to the kids at school. Before we moved back to Los Angeles, the school we were at is like still post-COVID and we couldn't walk the kids to school. You had to do the carpool. And there was just something missing. It was very sterile. Great, loved the experience. It was all good, but there's something magical about being on campus. And it's not just school. Like walking, I am pretty sure the only parent that walks my daughter, because she asked me to her summer camp. Like this morning, and I'm like, I'm aware of it. She may or may not be. And like, that's cool. And like, I don't really care. Like, cool. I'm going to run with this one. But
take it as long as you can.
That's part of it. And that's what I remember.
That's awesome. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Let's switch it up a little bit. Should we do our speed round?
Yeah, we have a fun little speed round for you.
Okay. And you can be a word, a sentence,
I'm excited about
a
this.
story.
I love games.
Do you have a favorite family game you like to play?
Right now it's Clue. We stayed at a hotel, a family vacation. Sometimes they've got board games you can check out from the lobby. And Peter found Clue, and our family is now obsessed with it.
So
for
fun.
you.
Yeah. But it goes like there's always some kind of, we love games.
So, question number 1, sailing or running?
Sailing because of convenience. Sorry, I said sailing. I'm thinking sailing. I want to say sailing, but like it's like golf. It's an ordeal.
I was going to say
sailing.
sailing.
Yeah.
Convenient
Yeah.
for some.
Running is like, yes, you do it anywhere. It's my favorite way to explore a new city.
Great.
Go out and go for a run.
School drop-off or school pickup?
Drop off, just for all the reasons I just said. Like the hug, the pickup, you never know what you're going to get. Hungry,
that's
cranky, maybe amazing.
Tired.
Maybe like, it's some spike, or maybe we're rushing to get to something else that's amazing, like soccer or whatever. The drop off is just magical.
Laundry or dishes?
Neither.
Perfect.
A quiet house or a house full of kids?
House full of kids.
What's a household task you're surprisingly good at?
Laundry.
Oh, so maybe it is laundry.
I'm a laundry ninja. I can get stains at anything.
Oh, I have some stain on my white pants.
It's purely determination. Don't use the dryer and just keep going.
Okay.
That's my secret.
So good.
Don't use the dryer.
Just keep going, like your stain treatment, whatever, and let it sit, wash it. Like, just don't put it in the dryer because it won't set.
Okay. Who is more likely to stay calm during a family crisis, you or Sally?
It depends on the crisis, right? So we complement each other very well. Like, we're supplementary angles, So things that she is really good at staying calm at are like the everyday things. Like the little things that get under your skin, she's as cool as a cucumber. It's the big like catastrophe moments. Like Sally always says, like when it hits the fan, she's like, I'm glad I'm with you.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Like I can't let the catastrophe happen around me. I have to do something about it. And like where there's a will, there's a way.
Yes.
So Sally writes the curriculum, but what if it's not on the curriculum, like an adventure? Who's going to say yes?
That's the best. We both say yes.
Okay, good.
I'm usually, my best story with that is we were dating and, we're still getting to know each other. I'm out visiting her in DC and she's like, well, what do you want to do? And like, just being the kind of dude, kind of silly, make a bad joke thing. I'm like, let's go skydiving. Oh. And wouldn't you know, like the next day, because the skydiving place was closed that day, is Skydive Orange in Virginia. And so we went, and the next day we were like sitting there in the room, felt like taking a class on, and I was like, what did I just do? So be careful what you say to Sally.
Be careful what you say.
Because she'll say yes.
Good to know. Okay, what's one thing your children tease you about?
Oh, we laugh a lot in our house. I'm very self-conscious about my dead yellow tooth, and Elizabeth will like, yeah, Dad, a nice yellow tooth and your smile there, like on the the TV when it goes silent, the screensaver pops up, and there's like a lot of smiling. We just like, watched after an evening show that popped up, and there was a thing that Apple does, and it was smiles. So you clicked on it, and it was a bunch of like our faces smiling. She's like, "Nice yellow tooth, Dad." And like that hits. I'm like, oh, it's like, but my one thing,
But I'm looking at your smile. I'm like, where is that? I don't see it.
It's there. You'll get the right light. It just pops.
You've got great light.
You're kind. You guys are here to be kind. I appreciate everything.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
Maybe my eyes are just going before my very eyes.
My hearing's going. So.
Our last question is finish the sentence, home is.
So we moved, and that was tricky, right? Yeah. And then we moved back, and that was tricky. And we do like to travel. We like to get out and go. And we've asked that we stretch the kids a lot. We've had, they do stay away camps and whatnot. And our mantra is like, home is wherever we are.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, it is. It
That's
truly is.
Yeah.
So then we move into our big little lessons.
Yeah. Kristine, do you want to start with what's your big little lesson?
Yes. Like, curiosity, being present, being connected, being open, like all those. I could expand on any one of those, but I think what I take away from this podcast is the partnership and the relationship you have as you're raising your children. You have a beautiful partnership with Sally, and you're so blessed to have that. And I was alone, and I just got to thinking, who was I in partnership with? And that partnership is essential. So I went outside of my home to my community, to my friends, to the people in my children's life to create that partnership. But, you can create your partnership if you don't have the partnership.
100%.
You were really good about reaching out and asking for help and getting support and being community.
Right. And that, that whole cliche of, it takes a village, like I lived that.
And I'm a little jealous in some ways because I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you're not forced to, and I feel that's my biggest concern is that I'm missing that. Like we're definitely out in the community. We went to the beach with friends the other day. But I think when I go around campus or, different places, and especially if you're not from here, you have no family here, you have to create family, right?
That was my case also.
Plays the role of, special friend. How do you create that? Because you did.
Yeah.
So my big little lesson is, the importance and the value of working in partnership and getting support as you raise your children. It's such a humongous job that any one person can't do it on their own. So that's my lesson. What about you, Jenny?
Like you, many, many lessons. I think the thing that really touched me, though, is your intentionality, staying present and communicating. I tend to be one of these people that think, don't they know what I'm thinking? Or inferring. And it's like, don't you see?
Yes.
And starting with a partnership and then with your kids, asking them, how am I doing?
Love that.
I think it's so easy to think, I am going to pat myself on the back or I'm just going to ignore whatever. But to get that input, and it's not only when they're able to talk, but throughout the whole time you're doing that, and I imagine you will continue to do that. But as someone who has adult children, has been married for a long, long time, it doesn't end. It's an ongoing so thank you. And even extending like my conversations with my mom and my mother-in-law, just having that communication and being intentional on it has really opened my mind. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it's been a great reminder.
We talked about so many things.
Yeah.
These things give me strength and confidence. Like talking with you today, being asked to be here today was like, I was blown away. I was flattered. I was so excited. I am definitely proud to be a stay-at-home dad. It's something that is different, and I'm not afraid of that. And also because it's different and I see other people even talking about it. Oh, so my husband's talking about maybe just transitioning, staying at home, and I get excited about it. So I'm excited for the opportunity to be here to talk about stay-at-home dad-ing, domestic engineering.
Yes.
But I just like, to your point, it all comes together. Building community and, communicating. You can't do one without the other.
No.
And I think that's it, is like everything matters.
Yeah.
It all comes together at the end of the day and it all matters. And so just don't take it for granted. That's my lesson. Don't take your kids, your community. There's value in all of it. And it's not something value in the sense of a working spouse. It's value in there's just like, that's life. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the good stuff.
That is the good stuff. Thank you. Okay. You want to talk about the reflection homework?
Yeah. So we were thinking about assumptions of roles. I think that's a good sort of thing, something to think about. The assumptions about roles people should play within a family.
I love that.
Think about that. Are those assumptions helping your family or limiting might be possible? Like, what are you modeling,
I think
thought process of roles?
It briefly came up, but it's like recognize your strengths and recognize the strengths in your partners or your community and like empower them to do that. Because if you're trying to be all things and do everything, maybe you're not allowing someone else to shine or do something they're really good at.
Yes, it's not entirely healthy for you, that one person.
So the homework is take a look at your family, wherever you are in your stage, and what's working, what's not, how can we bring the best in people.
Assess the roles, and they don't have to look traditional.
No, they don't. No. Amen to that.
That's a great one.
Okay. Was there anything else that we didn't cover that we wanted to cover? I feel like you're coming back.
Okay. I'd love to come back. This was fun.
Wasn't it fun?
It was very fun.
It's so fun. Okay. So we'll close for today.
Okay.
To be continued. So thank you for sharing your story with us, and your reflections on caregiving and partnership, identity, family life gave us so much to think about.
So you can find Big Little Lessons wherever you listen to podcasts, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
You can follow us on Instagram at Teach Big Little Lessons.
And we'd love to hear from you. You can email us at teachbiglittlelessons@gmail.com with your thoughts, questions, or ideas for future episodes. Please email us.
Yeah, if you have questions for Michael, send them to the email.
Please.
That would be so good.
I will say this. I love what you're doing, because when my curiosity goes and I need to figure something out, I turn to podcasts. I turn to any resource possible. And I will go through and do a search for whatever it is. And you guys popped up, and I've heard it from the community.
That's so nice.
And when there is somebody that can really have a personal experience that hits and resonates and helps you figure something out, it's so helpful. It could be life-changing.
It can
So
be.
thank you guys for doing it. And thank you guys for allowing me to come and share my story. But I love this. I love parenting. I love all of it. And I'm happy to talk about it.
I'm so inspired by you, because as a mom who is more on the sidelines now, seasoned, as you might say, it's just so wonderful to hear about parents of young children and all the great things you're doing. Yeah. So that's awesome. All right, so please follow the show, share the episode with a friend, leave us a rating and review. It truly helps more listeners find us.
Until next time, remember, big little lessons are everywhere.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.